Jumbo, fellow adventurers, welcome to another tune-up, and this is Entrepreneurs Week. I'm Mike Dooley, and here I bring spiritual ideas down to earth for traction. So we've got a metaphysical spin on everything, and in this week, it's about how you can get your business groove on, because it's waiting for you. It's there. It couldn't be easier. Your thoughts become things. All right, so what I've done after announcing yesterday that this was Entrepreneurs Week, I got a ton of great questions. And a lot of them are pretty easy to answer. So I'm going to knock out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions right now. And what I don't get to, I'll answer tomorrow. Question number 1. If I don't have the cash to launch, what should I do? Two-pronged answer here. First, one of the things that I've seen entrepreneurs and artists and all creative types do is get really excited one day or one night. They're bouncing off the walls. They can hardly contain themselves. I've been there myself. And in about a day or two, we're like, what was that all about? Was I delusional? What's wrong with me? That was ridiculous. That's pie in the sky. That's not practical. I don't have the cash. I don't have the experience. I don't have the intelligence. I don't have the patience. What was going on with me? That dream was a peek into future possibilities, probabilities that have great likelihood of coming to pass if you move towards them. What happens afterwards is we get a little logical. We start messing with what I call the cursed hows. We start worrying about, how am I going to make that dream come true? Your job is not to figure out how. Your job is to zero in on the dream and define it wisely in terms of the end result. Then you turn it over to divine intelligence. The universe is on your team. Your wish is the universe's command. You must hold on to that dream and then show up with baby steps without insisting what works, how, when, or where. So, one of the magical things that happens when you take that first baby step, timid, scared, doubtful, wondering if you're crazy, that's when the floodgates begin to tremble. Do you hear them trembling? No. Do you see them trembling? No. Does today look any different than yesterday? No. It's scary because you're not used to tuning into your spiritual senses and seeing with your third eye. So you've got to go on faith. You've got to go on trust. That's why all the religions talk about faith and trust. It's not in some religious sense, but you're not alone. And here's the adage I want to share that I've taught all over the world. Once you get started, the resources you need to complete the journey are added. Once you get started, the resources are drawn to you. Law of attraction, thoughts become things, floodgates are trembling. If you're in motion, demonstrated by a start, by consistent, unending baby steps, consistent, unending, not one baby step, stop, look around. Then you start drawing out of the ether the resources you need. Some you didn't even know you need. Some of the ones you thought you needed, you didn't need. Total clarity. Taking action breeds clarity. So by all means, if you don't have the cash, you don't have the intelligence, you don't have all the things you think you need that you really do have, start anyway, okay? And then as you continue going, you have clarity, you become a lightning rod for serendipities. Now, if you flat out have zero cash, okay, then my second question that is an accumulation of many of your questions. Mike, should I get a day job or should I keep my job while I launch the business on the side? Are you kidding? Of course you should. There's no shame in a day job. Don't see it as, just in case my dream doesn't come true, I've got this crappy job to go to. That your dream won't come true, okay? If you have backup plans, your dream won't come true, okay? Because backup plans say, this is a little bit ridiculous, but I'm going to go out on a limb and just so I could say I did, okay? So you don't want to have that attitude. The way you see your day job, it's a bridge. It's temporary. You can do it temporarily, whether it's another month or another 2 years. When your dream is taking off and you're the entrepreneur that you wanted to be in 2 years and the money's coming in and the resources have showed up, you're going to be like, 2 years was nothing for what I now have. I had a wait of 12 years for how good things now are. So see your day job as temporary. Don't see it as a backup. And then you can take all this stress off of you. Definitely have a day job. Mariah Carey had a day job. Did you know she has as many number one hits as the Beatles, minus one? Mariah Carey. She was a waitress at a diner in New York City. Was that a cop out? No, it was temporary. She did it so that she could launch her speaking career. Elvis Presley, you've heard of him. He was a machinist, factory worker, while he was launching his music career. J.K. Rowling was a stay-at-home mom. Actually, she was a stay at the local coffee shop mom, and she wrote Harry Potter series. Get a day job. Ain't no shame. Leave the drama for soap operas, okay? The universe doesn't need you to burn all your bridges and make this big declaration and tell all of your friends. Let it be easy. Let it be easy. Definitely get a day job. Number 3, should I get a business partner, or is that my fear talking and I don't want to go it alone? Hey, whatever. People succeed with business partners. People succeed without business partners. If you're terrified, maybe you should get one. But here's what I would recommend. Get a partner who complements your strengths, not duplicates your strengths, and you complement their strengths. As many of you know, I started 30 plus years ago in business as an entrepreneur with my brother and mother. A little bit embarrassing, but mom was there and she wanted to do something. And so CPA, artist, cool mom, we would joke. And it was not always easy. And sometimes it was very difficult. But our saving grace was I was the accountant in a corner over here. Andy, my brother, was the genius artist in a corner over there. Mom was our hero, and she would go work in the retail stores that we both loathed. Okay, so we each had different things to do. That's how a partnership can work. If you're both two best friends and you got so much in common, and then it's a little sketchy. I would look for somebody else. But I'm sure best friends can do it too. It'll just bring different challenges to the fray, and different challenges are good. They'll make you more than who you ever dreamed you could be. Last question, and then I'll be saving some more for tomorrow. Is going in debt to launch a business okay? I should have prefaced yesterday's and today's session, and let me blanket this for the rest of the week on the entrepreneurial series. Every answer I give is subjective, is my perspective, is my experience, and what applies for one person may not apply to somebody else. So there's no absolute answers in these types of questions. So is going in debt okay? Like all of them, maybe. It depends. I would highly recommend avoiding it at all costs. I can tell you, when we launched the t-shirt business over 30 years ago, Mom, Andy, and I had sold my home in Boston for a nice profit. I had hardship bonus from working in Saudi Arabia in the Middle East. Mom had a nest egg. We were able to coast for a couple of years without any money coming in. And I don't think I would have started a business personally under any other circumstances. And then when that business wound down, which is now 20 years ago, 10 years into the t-shirt business, we liquidated the inventory and we each went our own ways. At that point, I had enough money to coast financially for 2 years. And I don't know that I would have launched a business otherwise. So, there's no shame, again, in having a job and saving up some money before you go in business, instead of thinking, well, I have to do it today and I have no money, so I'm going to get a loan, borrow on my credit cards. Hey, that's worked for some people. That's worked fantastically for some people. But that's a lot of stress, and for me, I wouldn't go in debt unnecessarily. In fact, my 2-year savings started dwindling quickly as I was writing for free, speaking for free, doing different things for free. But then I launched Infinite Possibilities, the audio program, and I was advertising it. We're going to talk about advertising tomorrow, marketing tomorrow, and suddenly I had a little cottage industry selling like crazy, Infinite Possibilities, the 12 CD cassette tape audio program. And the only way I could fuel the flames of growing sales was to go through all of my savings and deep into credit card debt. But I only did that almost 2 years into my foray. And I only did it because at that point, I had an indisputable winning product on the internet that was very, very profitable. And the more I advertised, the more money I made. And then I gave myself license to go deep in debt. And within a year, I was in the dough. So I love your questions. Post them down below. Spiritual tune-ups. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about what I do to monetize things. We're going to talk about marketing and promotion, as I shared. We're going to talk about how to start over if you've already faced bankruptcy. And you're about to type in a great question down below, Facebook or Instagram, and I'm going to answer it probably tomorrow or the next day. Thanks for the great questions. Thanks for letting me do this. Tally ho, amigos. Hello, Sheila and Kathy and Barbara and Kristen on Facebook. And hello, Ralph and Sunshine and Carrie and herein lies peace of God. Glad you're here. Wow. All right. No, I'm not Andy. I'm Mike. Okay. An animal Reiki lady. Whoa. I hope you're monetizing that great name. Happy Tuesday. The best of your life so far. Tally ho, amigos.